Earlier today, Adam 22 announced that No Jumper is going broke. They're selling their facility, downsizing the company, and I'm a No Jumper employee. So a lot of you guys was asking me, Flacco, we need your take on this. So I'm gonna try to make sense out of all of this for you guys. So let's get straight into the video.
So there's something that I've been hiding from you guys. No Jumper is going broke. How could we be going broke? Well, let's start here. We expanded too much during COVID at just about the exact moment that our revenue streams all took a hit. We hired a whole bunch of editors and other employees, and we bought a huge office building that cost us almost $4 million, thinking that the growth that we were experiencing during the pandemic was going to continue. And unfortunately, that did not happen.
This is the price of doing business. You're gonna take risk and gamble, and some gambles don't work out. But when you look back, the gamble wasn't a dumb gamble. It was a gamble that actually made sense. No Jumper was doing something that no other hip hop adjacent channels were doing. Every show on the network was doing like 300 to 200,000 views. Literally every show. This is at the end of the day. These are a cast of dudes that are no longer here, but yo, you see their views. And it didn't just stop at the end of the day. If you take a look at the No Jumper show, the No Jumper show was also doing 300,000, 200,000 views. So when you get to a point where you have multiple shows, even your third ranked show, which was Disconnected with House Phone, Blasi, Yuri, that was doing over 200,000 views as well. During those times, shows that got canceled were shows that did under 100,000. So you could see where the expectation was and how great them times were. So when you have multiple shows doing over 200, 300,000 views per episode, you have the clips. It makes sense why you would probably get a $5 million facility. It makes sense why you would probably want to expand as fast as No Jumper expand. Just like it'll also make sense that the views went down when the cast of two of the three most popular shows on the network, when they all left No Jumper at the same time due to personal conflict.
We put in our resignation papers today. We put in our resignation papers today, man. It's a new day and age. Yeah, man, we left the fort, man. No more AD at No Jumper.
AD from
No more T-Rail at No Jumper.
no more. No more jump off.
No more Duno at No Jumper.
No more.
No more Smack at No Jumper.
No more.
Bye.
We gone, man.
Hey.
Shame on you.
Goodbye.
We gone, man. We are gone. We out of here.
Shame on you.
Out of here, man. And me personally,
Crazy, right? All this shit. Told you, cuz.
me personally, I feel amazing, man.
Yes, sir, man. Clap it up for my boy,
Clap it up, man.
Yeah, no, clap it up for everybody in
Clap it
here,
up,
bro.
man.
Clap it up for you too, bro. And
Clap it up, man.
I gotta, since he's here too, I gotta salute my brother T-Rail, bro.
Essentially, that was the beginning of where we're currently at, making the announcement that No Jumper is going broke. When you buy the $5 million facility, when you invest certain things into the facility, because the outpour of content is up here, because you have like multiple hosts the fans care about, you have multiple shows that are hit shows, you have the news that's going live every day, you have something, that's producing high volume content, that's producing really well. But once you take out all the hosts and you take out a huge chunk of the shows and you can't really produce that much content anymore, then you start to realize where the losses is coming in.
Our YouTube numbers, which had doubled or even tripled, gradually returned to normal. Our Snapchat and Facebook numbers, which had exploded during COVID, sometimes even hitting six figures a month, shrank by about 80% or more. Our Patreon, which was absolutely killing it for a year or two when we were doing uncensored, aka nude interviews with up-and-coming superstars like Kazumi and Sky Bree, fell off quite a bit with the launch of Plug Talk and a decreased interest in seeing us interview stars. In addition to that, you might recall that the channel took quite a hit when approximately 8 of our hosts left the platform in March of 2023. Although we've definitely largely recovered and managed to build up a very healthy roster of talent since then, that certainly took a toll on our business for a while as well.
The host leaving was a big deal, but it's the way they left that was a bigger deal. They left like it was tumultuous times, right? They were sort of pitting themselves against No Jumper because they left because AD felt like he was betrayed by Adam. AD felt like Adam, I guess, texting Lush and Josh that AD only has 4 jokes and he wanted to remove AD from off the show, without talking to AD first, and then Lush essentially spilled the beans in the Discord, and the fans knew about it before AD. So AD felt like, for the fans knowing that I'm being fired from this particular show before I knew I was being fired was wrong. So he left. So when he left essentially on the terms of no jumper did me wrong. So once you leave on those terms, you know what that does? That forced the fans to say, you got to pick a side. So you see No Jumper lost like 20 plus thousand, subscribers within the first like week when the 8 hosts left. You've seen views tank, you've seen dislikes go up. So when they leave, a lot of those fans who left the 20,000, those were very active watchers and subscribers. So once they leave, yes, some may come back, but some may never resubscribe. So you have to take that loss. And I feel like, the host leaving it is one thing, but how they left was the bigger story.
And me and Adam, we done bumped heads a million times.
Right.
But every time I'm saying, hey, bro, you my brother. I'm looking at it like a brother.
Right.
You my brother. If you wrong, I'm going to tell you wrong. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. It's a revolving door. It's not one-sided. And a lot of times, like, I know for me personally, I know it just felt one-sided. It's like, yeah, you could tell us when we wrong, but when you wrong, it's like, oh, I ain't got to say, no, it's not. I'm not. I'm like, bro, it don't work like that.
Depending on who you ask, though, there's different perspective. Adam would say that, the views were already heading back down to normal. So them leaving just at some point accelerated that. But No Jumper was never able to really go back to, the pandemic viewership. They went back to normal numbers. And there was always waves. Like I remember about like 10 months ago, Adam laid off a bunch of people. He ended the No Jumper News and essentially, got rid of about like 10 hosts who were doing the No Jumper News recurring and getting paid.
Anyway, Snapchat exclusive. I'm making some very big changes in terms of No Jumper. As of today, or as of tomorrow, the news, No Jumper News, it's over. The Monday show, the Wednesday show, and the Thursday show also are over. I've decided that I really want to focus No Jumper. So I will be continuing to do the Tuesday show with Lush and Brick Baby. I will continue to do as many interviews as possible. I'm going to have other people on the platform continuing to do interviews. Everybody from, Almighty, Sharp, Brick. I just talked to all these guys, Flacco. We're still going to work together on doing interviews and, doing like repeat guest type interviews where I, have people on multiple times to talk about different things that are going on in the news, everything like that. But this decision has really been brought on primarily, I guess, as a business decision. And I say that to say I've been talking to my business manager a lot over the course of the past few weeks, taking a real deep dive into how the channel is doing.
If you've been paying attention, I guess like the news today don't really shock you because, you already know that this was coming based on, the layoffs from 10 months ago. Also, too, the challenges of laying off so many people is you produce less content, but, the bills are still the same. So produce less content, but the revenue, still has to be up there. And, the cheat code to producing more revenue is more content, but to produce more content, you need to hire more hosts. But you have to pay those hosts. So essentially, you have to find a balance to where you hire the right amount of hosts that can produce, enough views with the content they're putting out to bring in the revenue needed, right? And so far, it looks like Adam hasn't found that particular balance within itself, which is why the downsizing is currently going on. Now, another challenge is the No Jumper Instagram.
All that stuff hurt the business, but we were still solidly profitable. That is, until the last few months where we experienced two major L's that we never could have seen coming. First, we lost the No Jumper Instagram. After almost 10 years of building it up and essentially no strikes on our account, we got taken down one day and we still have absolutely no idea why. We've had no luck getting it back despite being in contact with what seems like every Instagram recovery guy on the face of the planet. We were bringing in a very solid amount of cash monthly that was keeping us afloat via selling sponsored posts on the account, and that mostly vanished overnight. And while we've been growing the new No Jumper LA account up ever since and managing to sell sponsored collab posts using my Instagram and the No Jumper LA account, DM or email if interested, we aren't making anywhere near as much from Instagram now. Side note, if you're a Meta rep, please DM me. I would love to speak to anyone who could help with this.
The No Jumper Instagram mystery is one of the biggest mysteries on the internet right now, bro. So No Jumper got his Instagram taken away. Now I'm part of the social media team, so I can tell you, No Jumper never had a strike. Things don't get taken down. We had no copyright violations, nothing at all. Everything was still up and perfectly running fine. But then one day the Instagram goes away. Now, there's a lot of things that could attribute to it, right? As you guys know, like the unlocked guy who was doing the Instagram recovery team, he did an interview on No Jumper. Him and Adam got into it. He threatened to take away the Instagram, but then the feds picked him up. So we thought, I mean, the Instagram is good now, right? But no, it still got deleted. Now, here's the thing though. Usually you can just contact a meta rep and get the account back through one of these like recovery guys. But when you contact these guys, I'm talking about the dudes who are at the very top who get back everybody accounts. When you contact these guys, they say specifically, there's a note on this account that it can never be recovered. If I recover it, it's going to trigger something in the system to where a review is going to happen and they're going to know I did it. So I'm not trying to risk my job. I can't do it. So this is what we're dealing with here, bro. Like this is like, yo, this is insane. This is insane, bro. Somebody at the very top of Instagram went out of their way to say, hey, bro, there's a literal note on the account. This can never be recovered. This is permanently banned for life. We're trying to figure out who and what. It looks like No Jumper got some powerful enemies, bro. But that Instagram money was different. No Jumper is charging like $1,500 per post, bro. And you seen about 4 promo posts a day on No Jumper. So that money was different. You take away that money, bro, to a company, it's kind of crazy.
And second, in addition to that, we have been hit with a bullshit lawsuit from a former employee. Now, essentially everything in this lawsuit is completely fictional, and every lawyer that I've spoken to about it has described this as basically an extortion attempt, but it still cost us a ton of money already, and it's expected to cost us many hundreds of thousands of dollars to see this through to completion. It's insane to me that a person that we did so much for can just invent some grievances out of thin air and cost us this much money as a result. This person has literally lost every single friend that he used to have when he worked at No Jumper. His streaming career has completely tanked, and he even got kicked off the podcast that he left No Jumper to start. But somehow that's our reality, and we have to fight this rather than just give in to this piece of shit.
The employee who sued No Jumper was this guy called Yuri. Now, this is like the betrayal of the century. This is like E2 Brute. Like this is some scandalous stuff. So Yuri was essentially Adam's protege, right? Somebody who Adam molded into a content creator, who started off as somebody who was just hanging around the office, eventually got a job as an editor, and he sort of worked his way up and used No Jumper as kind of like a trampoline to get into his own thing. So Yuri left No Jumper initially. He left No Jumper because he did like a 30-day live stream, like a subathon, and he made like $20,000 to $30,000. So he thought he wanted to put more attention into his streams, right? He wanted to put more into his streams. So he left No Jumper for that reason. But then after he left No Jumper, I guess things didn't work out. So he decided he wanted to sue No Jumper. Now, him and his girlfriend both worked at No Jumper around the same time, but he left before her. But eventually she got fired, because again, the layoffs, too many employees. Once they both got fired now, they decided they wanted to sue No Jumper for whatever reason. Yuri would claim that he quit No Jumper because he could no longer tolerate the harassment, discrimination, and retaliation. It feels like a money grab, and honestly, why I can't respect it. Again, he's not suing me. Right? I'm not in that lawsuit because I avoided everybody, bro. Yo, when him and his girlfriend was working there, bruh, if I'm in the room with other people and she's there and they left, I'm leaving the room too. I'm not staying in no room alone with a woman in this industry, bro. Not happening. I'm protecting myself. Feel me? But it's not just her because she's always been kind. It was with all women. So I protected myself. So I'm not in this lawsuit, right? I'll make sure to have very limited interaction with most people, right? So I'm not here. But this to me is a money grab. They probably won't win anything, but having to spend money on lawyers and drag this out is not something you really want to do in this climate, right? Especially when the business is not the most profitable at the moment. But No Jumper has also, admitted they also have had to deal with other lawsuits in the past. When they did indeed have the Instagram, and they will repost certain things, ambulance chasers will claim that this was their content. They want to sue No Jumper for reposting it. it was just the whole mess. All right. So right now, I don't feel like No Jumper is currently in a bad space. I feel like downsizing the office would definitely help. Um, Downsizing the cast, right? Keeping, a core group, producing the content. You feel me? And um, yeah, I seen a lot of people talk about, oh my God, the hosts are gonna have to file for unemployment. Listen here, bro. All right, listen here, bro. Okay, I don't feel like any No Jumper host, right? Bro, most of the hosts who are currently on No Jumper, like they have a lot going on outside of No Jumper. Like these aren't people who, they pay their rent off of No Jumper checks. You feel me, right? Like no, right? Like these people have their own thing going on, their own businesses, their own everything. So for those people, they not really relying on No Jumper checks to pay their bills, right? So I don't feel like this will really affect any of the employees y'all know, right? Like myself, Suspect, Lush, like this ain't really, affecting us at all, to be honest, bro. Like, right? Like, feel me? Right, bro. Listen, bro. I would do No Jumper for free if I was, you feel me, right? Like, I would do it for free, right? Bro, like, that's how much value I see in No Jumper, right? Bro, bro, I moved to LA to do No Jumper for free, right? I literally moved here to do No Jumper for free. And then I was offered a contract when I was at my lowest, and No Jumper gave me something that was really great, and I grew with the company, and now I'm currently in a position where I employ other people myself. So yeah, man, this really don't really change anything. Um, we'll still be there. I'll still be there. You feel me? Rather it's I'm being paid 500K a year or I'm being paid $0 a year. You feel me? I'm here. You feel me? Those my guys I'm rocking out, man. But y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this? All right. How do you guys think No Jumper got here? Okay. And are you guys buying the reasons why? Let me know. Okay. And if you're still watching, man, click on this video here somewhere on my screen to find out why Ryan Clark panicked after Andrew Schultz confronted him for saying this mid podcast. I'm gonna see you guys in this video somewhere on my screen. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.